Olga is just one of the thousands homeless Ukrainians. She is only 26, a young woman who could easily be mistaken for men. Olga has been living rough for 13 years.
Here where we live.
Olga and her homeless boyfriend Dmitro live in a new building in Ukrainian capital Kiev. But no, they don't live inside it. They live outside the building, under the weather skirt of the lower ground floor. The dog Alice sleeps along with its masters.
I'm glad that we live together. It is much too fun and easier. We care about each other. He cares about me.
Olga and Dmitro try to find everything they need for everyday life on the streets.
Весь скарб, да?
Come here, I will show you all my stuff. Do you want to see it? Here is my coat, hat, shoes, and here is some sunflower oil for cooking.
To cook dinner, they start to make fire in parks. They also feed themselves with the content of the bin. However, every morning the homeless couple is waiting for the hot plate. Porridges, soups, some meat dishes. The food is very simple. However, for those on the streets, it is just as delicious as it is hot.
We have a diversified menu, but first of all, we serve hot dishes. In winter, the homeless especially need it.
Two buses ply across the city. In every stop, they are met by the long line of homeless.
I am a former street sweeper. Now I'm trying to survive doing different things. These dinners help me a lot.
The homeless and poor all apply for the hot dinners. If a person lives in the street for more than 2 years, it is almost impossible to return them to normal life, says the president of the charity fund, Artem Makeyev. He is a head of the temporary shelter for people who want to change their life.
We call it reintegration. It means that people here get the full board. They also start working for us, providing all the actions. They are occupied as volunteers in the social ward, in the canteen, etc. To our great regret, we can give shelter only for 60 to 70 people all at once.
The center includes several social services. Here, any homeless person from the street can get vetted and submit to a blood test.
We are working on the program against tuberculosis. Unfortunately, we detect a lot of new cases. Most of them are in active form.
Skin burns are also spreading among the homeless. Cold is the main enemy of the unsheltered. Trying to warm in winters, they fall asleep near the central heating radiators and get injuries.
I'm not afraid of anything in this life except that to freeze. It is so terrible to fall in the snow and not to raise ever.
One of the biggest failures of the social system is the absence of night shelters for the homeless. There are only a few such places in the city. However, the beds are offered only to the homeless from other towns of Ukraine. There are moves, however, to attend to the weakness of the national legislation. But even with the documents, the desire to overcome vagrancy is more important. Homeless Anatoly is one of the home stretch toward reintegration. Backed by all his documents, the former painter is trying to recall his skills.
It's still difficult for me to hold all the images in memory. Mostly I paint the nature, as it is the most beautiful thing that God gave us.
Anatoly's story reads like a dream. However, the problem of homelessness remains scaring for Ukraine. For Olga, Dmitro and many others of the unsheltered, whose names are unknown, the cruel reality seems like the only stories which they could tell. There is no room for dreaming when attempting to survive.